Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal, where today we have some routing to figure out. So, I keep saying, in order to maximize our score, it's pretty important that we push 4 of these reputation bars down to negative 100 and 4 of them to positive 100. Or, I guess, at least 100. I'm pretty sure that you are not supposed to be able to have 107 rep. I think this is a bug. Anyway, the important thing to remember is no bars in the middle like it's an episode of Monster Factory. So, in order to do that, I've been looking at the map and I've identified 2 major concerns we got to deal with, and those 2 concerns are right here. So first of all, the magistracy of Canopus. I have a really hard time saying the word magistracy. I have to keep slowing down to get it right. Magistracy territory is way down here in the corner of the map. It's awkward to access. These are not the only systems that have Canopian presence on them. A lot of the systems out here, well, not that one. Yeah, a lot of the systems out here in the middle area, the sort of the neutral space, have agents of the Canopian government who will give you missions. There are also some, in Free Worlds League space, and I think maybe also in Capellan territory. Although, of course, now that I say that, I'm not finding any. I think there are, though. The Capellans and the Canopians do not like each other, is my impression, and so there's a lot of covert ops nonsense that goes on between them. So in order to change our Canopian rep, and we don't even really have a good sense of what direction we want it to go in yet, but in order to change it, we're going to have to be in this part of the map. The other problem, and I think it's actually maybe a bigger problem, is Lyran rep. If we look around the map here real quickly, you might notice there is no area of space with the Lyran Commonwealth symbol. My understanding is that on the larger galactic map, the Lyrans are, considerably, let's say, galactic north of this area. So unfortunately, there's not, a big place where we can go where there's tons of Lyran missions. However, a number of the settlements along the top edge of the map have the possibility of Lyran Commonwealth presence. So if we want missions that allow us to push our Lyran rep up or down, we have to go all the way to the north edge of the map. Coincidentally, the north edge of the map is going to allow us to mess with our Free Worlds League and Capellan reputations a lot, which is important because we are not anywhere near maxing out or bottoming out on either of those at this point. So I think we probably want to deal with the magistracy problem first because we're closer to the south edge of the map, and then we'll head up and we'll probably spend a lot of time flying around on the north edge. My only concern there is that on the north edge of the map, we can correct 3 of the 4 reputations that aren't working out for us right now, whereas down in the corner, we can only really work with 1, or I guess 2, because there are Capellan missions on the magistracy planets. So if it ends up taking us a long time to get that figured out, we might deny ourselves a larger number of total points. I think it still makes sense to go Canopus first. Let's have a look. Let's try to find hold on, before we go. At this level, we are capped at 3 skull contract difficulty. So let's try to find a 3 skull world in Canopian space, or at least that has Canopians on it. Because the higher the skull level, the greater amount of reputation change you can get. So let's just go ahead and take our contract filter. Oof, 33-day travel, huh? It's worth noting that travel time does not scale linearly with distance traveled. You have to remember that some amount of the travel time is jump ships, and some amount of the travel time is the actual ship, the actual Argo flight from the jump ship to the place. And the amount of time the Argo flight takes actually varies considerably from world to world, both because of how close worlds are to the nearest jump ship, and also there's just a scaling factor on each world that's different that represents, differences in the strength of the gravity well and stuff. They have good reasons for implementing it that way. So I kind of want to go to Dunyanshire because it has former Star League presence. It's only 4 extra days. It'll travel us through 2 extra systems for 4 extra days. So that's not a lot of extra time spent for a fair amount of extra points. And then we can try to figure things out from here. And really what we're looking for on these worlds is missions for the Capellans against the Canopians, right? That is what we would most like to see, because we do still have a little bit of positive Capellan rep, and a little bit of negative Canopian rep. But honestly, if that ends up turning around completely on us, and it's just like way easier to accumulate this and push that down, I think that would be okay. We were supposed to be like hardcore betraying the Capellans anyway, because they did try to get us killed in that flashpoint. Yeah, we'll play it by ear a little bit, but I think that's kind of the plan. So, if we're thinking that that's the case, do we want to do this last... Oh, no, that's right. I didn't want to do this mission, not because of the Canopian change, but because it would reduce our Taurian rep. No, we totally are not doing that. Okay, let's fly over to the corner. This is a 10th of our remaining time. I'm definitely worried. I'm starting to think we're not going to be able to complete these. This is unfortunate. If we wanted to stop off on some worlds along the way... Keep in mind that thing I just said about flying the ship from the jump ship to the actual world itself. It takes 16 days to get to Tiverton, and 20 days to get to Independence by way of Tiverton. But if we stop on Tiverton, and then from there fly to Independence, we will spend a much larger number of total days. So, making stops is actually kind of inefficient in terms of like points per day spent. So I think we are just going to fly all the way to Dunyanshire. Oh, but before we do that, we should probably make sure we have mech repairs going and stuff. If we're going to spend some time, let's queue up the things that cost time. So hold on, we picked up a couple of minus or plus hit defense gyros, right? Who needs a plus hit defense gyro? You already have one. But yours is only plus 1 hit defense, and the ones we picked up are plus 2. So honestly, maybe we want to, what do you have? You have a plus 2. I'm trying to think about the robots that usually are close to people. You have a 3 hit defense. You have a 2. Who else is routinely close to the enemy? The Stealth Cataphract also has plus 2 hit defense, okay. The crab probably... Yeah, the crab has one. Okay, well let's, I guess the Penance Mech does tend to run up on people. The Penance Mech actually also has, all of the slots in its torso are used up. These are the only two energy hardpoints on the entire mech. So if we put a gyro in there, it loses a considerable amount of its punching power. So probably let's not do that then. Let's give it to... This Hatchet Man is not necessarily... Well, it has machine guns. It totally might run up on people. Alright. Let's swap out the 1 hit defense gyro in this for a 2. And then we'll probably put the other 2 in that Hatchet Man, just in case we need to run it again. You know, we're definitely going to have situations here where we still have to do, Sorry, I have to pull this out first. We're definitely still going to have situations where we have to run the lighter mechs, right? We're still going to do lower skill missions at some points. Probably, anyway. Who else would it be? Who gets the plus 1 that we just pulled? Let's see. You're not really built to be near people, so we don't need to worry about you so much. This thing is a long-range mech. The actually the Griffin. The Griffin could use one. Does it have one? It doesn't. Okay. This Griffin is definitely a get right up in people's face type of robot. We'll give him the other 2. We'll move some of this stuff out. I'm a little bit leery of putting things in the legs of this mech because they're not super armored, but I guess spreading out the components is also a good idea, just in case stuff gets broken off, you know? You don't want the mech to be to lose too much effectiveness. Hold on. Did I put the wrong gyro in the Annihilator? Look at this. I don't think we're supposed to have this many. I might have put a plus melee hit gyro in there. Let's just make double sure here. That would have been an embarrassing thing to discover on mission. Oh no, it was okay. Alright. Yeah, we did in fact just have an extra +2 hit defense gyro that I had not accounted for somehow.
I'll get it in the schedule.
Okay, well you get one just in case, and then I don't know what we'll do with this extra 1 hit defense gyro that we pulled out of the Annihilator. I mean, we have lots of mechs. Let's see, move your jump jets. Here, we'll spread them out over all 4 of the components here. Just making sure I'm not forgetting about anything else here. And then heat banks are only 1 ton. I mean, none of us are configured for a heat bank at this point. I'm not going to worry about this too much. I guess we are about to have a long flight, though. This is exactly the kind of time when we would do that. Because there are probably some mechs where it makes sense to do a heat bank over... Actually, he's gonna... This mech right here is gonna get the hit defense gyro. There are totally some mechs where it might make more sense to use a heat bank over one of the existing heat sinks in it. Sorry, we have to move a jump jet out to the side here. I don't know. Heat sinks have obvious value. The heat bank is a little tricky. I think we're just gonna leave it like this. We still have an awful lot of time, but I don't think we really have anything else that that needs to be changed while we're in flight. So let's just go ahead and hit the flight button.
By your command.
Now I'm talking like we're running out of time here. We are only like 2/3 of the way through our total mission. It's still a lot of flight. There's still a lot of missions. There's still a lot of days left. I shouldn't be too worried. Brass hops off her bed as you enter the medbay. Commander, it's a miracle! I'm good as new, thanks to a little-known natural remedy. I got it for a steal on shore leave. A medtech pulls up an X-ray on a view screen. You know, I hate to admit this, but somehow Brass's hairline fracture has regenerated in record time. That's perplexing. Oh, I think you mean amazing. Oh, Brass has a British accent, doesn't she? Well, I'm not doing that. That's just going to be an insult to all my British viewers and also to my own... well, I was going to say to my own sort of sense of pride and propriety, but let's be honest. That's gone long ago. It's a completely natural supplement. The restorative powder is derived from the horn of a Stratford narwhal and refined into a powder. It's pretty tasty in coffee. The medtech's eyes widen with alarm. It would be best if we continued to monitor Brass. Even though her fracture is healed, there's no telling what sort of unexpected side effects might be caused by this unapproved treatment. Oh, come on, Brass grumbles. It's my week to lead the daily exercises. I don't want to miss that. I've got a killer routine planned. What if the medtechs analyze this supplement and prove it's safe, Commander? Well... I don't want to get the whole crew hooked on holistic medicine, because, you know... But, like, this... It does seem like a thing actually happened here. We definitely need to study whatever happened here and see if it's replicable. So, please analyze Brass's natural remedy. Well, your results are promising. Who knows, Brass? Maybe we need to stock the medbay with narwhal dust. You shrug, turning to the medtech. Analyze this powder and report back. Hour later, you receive an illuminating report from the medtech. You summarize for Brass. Okay, let's start with the bad news. Your natural remedy is a mix of baking soda and granulated sugar. Any supposed benefit is purely a placebo effect. Yeah, pretty much what I expected. Baking soda? Her face squeezes into a grimace. You nod, continuing. The good news is, you're being discharged. Apparently, the hairline fracture is fairly minor. You lower the report. How much did you pay for this junk, anyway? Brass groans. Too much. I didn't know if I'd ever find this stuff again. I bought 15 cases. Well, look at the bright side, Mech Warrior. The kitchen crew can bake a few hundred cakes with your confectionery supplies. You grin, but Brass sinks deeper into her bed. Okay, well... So she's got superpowers. I think the part of this that nobody noticed is that Brass apparently is Wolverine? Low spirits. If you tell me I can magically heal from injuries in a fraction of the time we expected, I'm gonna be overjoyed. I guess she's broke, though. That's definitely gonna affect her outlook on the situation. So it is, unfortunately, a very long flight from here. My biggest concern is that we are just going to run the hell out of time trying to go from basically one corner of the map to another, and then from here to another to engage with the Lyrans. I'm wondering if maybe we should have just abandoned the Canopian rep and tried to cap out the other three.
Ready to go over financials?
Alright, another financial report. Obviously our operating expenses are very high at this point, but we've built up a nice safe bank. We have enough money for the rest of the game, if we take it easy. And honestly, I don't know that there are too many more things that we might need to buy. I mean, the number one thing we're on the lookout for in every store from now on is the parts for the rest of the mech chassis that we need to finish, right? There's no guarantee that we will see them on the battlefield, but we could totally see some of them in stores. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it is the case that certain areas tend to contain certain kinds of mechs because of lore reasons. I'm pretty sure it's the case that they did program that stuff into the game. So, like, if a certain model of crab is only built by the Capellans, you're more likely to find that crab's parts in Capellan stores. Or rather, you will only find them in Capellan stores. But I don't know any of that stuff. It might be worth doing a little bit of research if it starts to come right down to it. This is stuff that would probably be a little bit more obvious to a person who actually knows things about the BattleTech lore. Oh, what is this? Oh, the flashpoint thing. Darius calls you to the bridge. Well, my contacts came through. I've got a lead on the Dobrev. A grainy image fills the view screen. What you're looking at is a Bauman Group distribution center on Independence. Oh, the Independence we just flew past. Every scrap of exotic contraband that's been turning up on the black market has gone through this site. Samiri nods thoughtfully. Sounds good, XO. I'll mark it on the star map. When we're ready to check it out, just let me know. And one other thing, Commander. Darius pulls up the dossier on the view screen. For 50,000 C-bills, I can arrange for a portion of Bowman's security team to call in sick on the day of our arrival. Could save us some trouble when we follow up on this. Well, that amount of money is a rounding error for us, so yeah, go ahead and do it. Alright, a new flashpoint added in the Independence system. Where are we at? Ugh, of course, we made it almost all the way there. So we could turn back around, it would be 16 days back. I do want to see this story through, though. How much more travel do we have ahead of us? It's not even going to tell me. Oh, I guess I know this from the time log, right? 7 days. Man. So, the question is, do we turn around now and handle this? Or do we actually finish the travel to Dunyanshire and then fly back to Independence after we're done with it, which would mean doing that part of the thing where we fly from the jump ship to the planet an extra time. We should probably turn around now. I'm bummed out about it, though. Not a good use of our time.
Commander. Course plotted.
Because when we leave Dunyanshire, we want to go straight north, right? I don't know. Maybe this will end up changing our travel plan entirely. I do feel bad for all of our crew and all of our pilots and stuff, just cooped up in this space can for well over a full month. Then again, I guess some of us kind of know what that's like at this point. My only concern about this is that this whole Flashpoint campaign may turn out to be really, really easy. The missions we've done for it so far have been really easy. And while I'm sure there's cool stuff at the end of it, I would prefer just like a little bit more challenge. It would definitely be more interesting. While in the Argos library, you find Jethro with a pile of printed materials, holovid chips, and data pads. Commander, I'm, well, a bit lost, actually. I'm pretty new here, and I'd like to make myself as useful as possible. There is no one who is pretty new here at this point. Maybe if I could do more than just pull the trigger on my LRM, I might get more contract assignments. She hesitates. Look, my folks depend on the money I send them, and I can't afford to be let go from yet another mercenary company. What do you think I should study? Well, I'm just gonna take her to the lounge and tell her to chill the hell out. Mech Warrior, what's clear to me is that you are wound way too tight right now. You get in a mech like that and you're gonna be all up in your head. You need to be in the moment, feeling the ebb and flow of the battlefield. Acting, not thinking. To be clear, this is horrible advice, although I do believe that it may well be the kind of advice that Returned would give. Jethro looks confused as to what to do with that information, casting an eye around the room as if a book will teach her this concept. Sighing, you pull the Mech Warrior to her feet. Let's go to the lounge. I clearly need to get you a drink. You'll get your chance to die on the battlefield soon enough, but for now we live. Here, in the same bar that you've sat in every day for the past 45 days. My suspicion is that Returned is not a real big on book learning. It's fine. He has lots of other good features, like immortality, and the ability to convert people to belief in the blood wheel.
I've got the financial report.
Alright. Let's stop just burning money and actually make some out here, shall we? I'll be really bummed out if the end of this flashpoint turns out to be like a 2.5 skull level mech or something we completely don't need and wasted a bunch of time pursuing. All right, let's see about this Dobrev. Okay, people. The Bauman Group's distribution center is smack dab in the center of an uninhabited jungle in Independence's equatorial greenbelt. We're going to fight our way to the distribution center, find out where they've taken the Dobrev, and liberate as much exotic contraband as the Leopard can carry. It can't be that easy. It's never that easy. Well, no, it won't be. The Bauman Group has a particularly well-armed cavalry lance patrolling just outside of our projected AO. If we attack the distribution center before we deal with them, they'll have plenty of time to circle around and outflank us. Okay, well that sounds like a thing to avoid. It is, and that's why we're going to play this one safe. Rather than mounting a direct assault on the facility, I'm setting our mech warriors down on the outer edge of the Bauman Group's territory. If the intel that Darius's contacts gave us checks out, we'll catch the Op4's cavalry lance with its pants down. And if it doesn't check out? Well, that'll tell us something too. Yeah, alright, good enough. Dr. Murad, have you brought the Motorbjorn back online yet? 2 steps ahead of you, Commander. I'll put it on the view screen. I'm so glad this thing is plugged into our ship's systems now. Commander Corpsington, I have been informed of your impending combat drop. When you've taken the Bauman Group's distribution center, please send word to engineering. Dr. Murad and I will stand ready to analyze any and all data that you recover. Alternatively, you could, I don't know, maybe help us out? I mean, we didn't haul your combat drones all the way out here for nothing. If your lance requires assistance, I will, of course, provide it. A word of caution, however. My combat drones are a limited resource. When they are damaged or destroyed, I have no way of replacing them. Nobody aboard this ship has the specialized knowledge required to repair an SLDF combat drone, including me. Those functions were governed by dedicated systems aboard my orbital platform. And you're not on your platform anymore. Wonderful. See, this is a great example of the kind of writing that just doesn't need to be in the... Like, here, it's less of a problem because it's part of a dialogue box that is appearing anyway. But, like, this is just... Yes, everyone knows that she's not on the platform anymore, and also you know this is just like a garbage line. It's just a wasted line. Anyway. Mom Bear's right, Meyer. We should keep the drones in reserve until we actually find the Dobrev. I get the feeling we're going to need them. Also, our mechs are up to the task, I'm sure. Okay, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Let's get down there, enemy, engage. Press the buttons. Stop talking, start shooting. You know how large John Corpsington gets down. Also, that long pause at the end of that dialogue scene, I assumed was it doing this because it's going to take us to the contract screen. Why the hell was there that big loading pause? Alright, like I said, the Bauman Group's distribution center is heavily defended, so we're going to approach this as a 2-stage operation. First, descend at the outermost edge of Op4's territory and engage their patrolling cavalry, take out as many as you can, and then we assault the distribution center. Easy. out of curiosity, the other missions here, so Canopus down, Pirates down, these ones that raise Canopus, we're definitely not doing that, or that. This is also not getting done. Okay, so we're going to push our Canopian rep down another 6 points or so. Definitely gives us some direction. Okay, let's figure this out. And of course, the first person that we should ask for strategy advice. Boy, I have no idea why it's running so choppy. Okay, this won't be such a problem on a low skull mission here. So every pilot, we got to bring as many multi-shot pilots as possible, and everybody's got to target as many enemies as possible with each shot. Who do we have on multi-target? Can we bring any other people who are kind of low skill? Let's see. You get out of here. So Chicken Hound and Trampoline and... I mean, it probably shouldn't be Cruise, right? Tire Fire and Uncrackable. These are the lowest skill pilots we can afford. 2.5 skulls, or 2.5 symbols, rather. What are we looking at here? Well, we can bring the new and improved Griffin. It's a lowland mission, so mobility is at a premium for sure. There'll be lots and lots of cover. Let's go Uncrackable in this one. Just thinking, like, the Griffin probably wants to be piloted by somebody who has Bulwark, right? And then, like... Could I bring the Thunderbolt? The Thunderbolt would be a nice mech to have around for this. Like, let's say we do that. The Blackjack and the Wolverine, is that a 2.5? That is a 2.5. If I were to drop the Wolverine and put in the Warhammer, that puts us to 3. Okay, not a huge surprise. I'm kind of curious, though. Where exactly is the line? If I shave 5 tons off... No, that doesn't do it. We're just not going to be able to bring a 70. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Let's say... this team is a little awkward. Do we have a much tougher mech in this weight range? I mean, the Wolverine. I don't love the Wolverine as an offensive thing, but it sure does absorb punishment better than that Blackjack. So it says the whole team moving on 3. We have some good long-range options with the double large lasers and the Thunderbolt, which has missiles and large lasers. And then we have the Leaper, which is going to have to be piloted pretty carefully. And I guess I move stuff around here. You should be in the Wolverine, because the Wolverine's going to be the tank. The Leaper should be piloted by... Do we not have a person who has... Cruz is the person who has multi-shot in Coolant Vent. You know what? We might leave Tire Fire at home, because the Phoenix Hawk really does want Coolant Vent. We could swap Uncrackable in on the Thunderbolt instead to give Breaching Shot to the LRM-20. I think we're okay. I think we're okay like this. Yeah, the Griffin has Ace Pilot to let us do the jump in, shoot, then shoot, jump out thing. Yeah, this is right. I think this is right. So, we multi-target, we hit as many people as possible with every shot. I'm just realizing I didn't actually adjust the sliders for loot and money. We're definitely getting to a point where it matters a lot less. In theory, we should just be going for as much money as we can take from each engagement now, because every C-bill earned is worth some fraction of a point, but it really is not a very large amount. Even if we took every mission from here to the end of the game, with the sliders right in the middle, the difference in terms of points would probably be like 2 digits at most. Probably low 2 digits. Oh no, I didn't actually get a choice. This is a zero pay all salvage. That's why I didn't do it, because it wasn't there, not because I'm deeply incompetent. No, perish the thought. So I will say that this target everybody thing does suck a little bit for the Phoenix Hawk. The Phoenix Hawk really wants to just like focus in and drill a single location on a single guy. We'll have to do our best to focus our weaponry as best we can, which obviously is not very much, to eliminate targets quickly so that we can occasionally get a turn where we're only shooting at one guy.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, Cavalry Lance should be patrolling here. Blow him up. Got it. Better move fast. I just intercepted a communication aimed at Notker Bauman's jump ship. Apparently the distribution center is under attack. Yes, that's confirmed. I'm picking up signs of explosions and laser fire. Well, so much for our cautious approach. Can you get us over there now, Meyer? No, can't risk it. The AO's too hot. You're just gonna have to deal with this problem before moving on to the next. With luck, the Op Force hired guns, and whoever these new assholes are will soften one another up before we get there. Yeah, that's a problem. If somebody swoops in and steals our thing and is gone before we get over there to punish them for it, I'm gonna be very cross.
I got you. Moving to position. We've got company.
So you got a 45 over here and a 55 over there. We're looking at 6 points of priority salvage here. It is a shame that we're unlikely to be able to pick our firing locations. Hopefully if we run into mechs that we need parts of, we just get lucky and get more than one piece from them. Commander, we're getting an incoming transmission from an unknown dropship. It isn't one of Bauman's, so it must belong to whoever's hitting the distribution center. Oh, shit. What? Who is it, Meyer? The Bounty Hunter? As in, the Bounty Hunter? The one with the holovid show and the action figures and the quadruple-digit kill count? I'm putting him through... Whoa, hold up. Who is this? A legendary mech warrior and holovid celebrity, widely renowned as one of the most capable mech warriors alive. His true identity remains a mystery, in part thanks to the concealment provided by his iconic green combat suit. The persona of the Bounty Hunter has been an active part of the mercenary community since the 2900s, leading many to speculate that a succession of mech warriors have inhabited the role. Yeah, that makes sense. Commander Corpsington of the Disciples of the Wheel. We've never spoken before, but I trust that you know who you're talking to. Yeah, we know who you are, Bounty Hunter. I doubt there's a mech warrior alive who doesn't. If you don't mind my asking, what the hell are you doing here? The same thing you are, only faster and better. My crew is packing up the Bowman Group's inventory as we speak. Thanks for the heads up, I guess? It was more of a friendly warning. You're going to want to stay away from the distribution center until we're finished cleaning it out. Matter of fact, it would work best for me if you just withdraw from combat right now. I'll give you a few minutes to decide. And he's off the line. Well, we just got threatened by a celebrity. Man's a living legend, for God's sake. So, are we withdrawing? If we turn tail and run, the Bounty Hunter will probably just shoot us in the ass on our way out the door. Man has a reputation. And even if he doesn't, the hit to our reputation will be enormous. Imagine us running away on the highlight reel of the next season of Bounty Hunters. You think anyone's going to want to hire us after that? Okay, but on the other hand, if we fight him and win, we'll be famous. He could jack up our rates. I mean, hell with it. We're pushing forward. If the Bounty Hunter wants a piece of us, we'll give it to him. Let's see how good this guy really is. Yeah, I got crabs and annihilators. I don't know, but I should probably not say I got crabs with such confidence.
I hear ya.
But you know what I mean. Okay, who can actually get vision of an enemy?
Receiving you.
Probably the Leaper, right? We could get vision of up to 2 enemies. The thing is, I really don't want...
Waiting
I
on
don't
you,
want,
Commander.
I don't want Batrock up front. That's not really how this goes. Okay, who is relatively low value? The Wolverine could run up and try to get vision of... Apparently, I can only get vision of one guy and only one way. Here, we'll do it like this. Let's commit hard on this guy, and at least the Thunderbolt will have somebody to shoot at. So is that a Kintaro? It is a Kintaro. Okay. Hey, that's a mech we could actually really use pieces from.
What can I do for you?
So... we have to do our actual best to shoot at as many targets as possible. That's very sad for me. I was really kind of hoping we'd be able to... Is there a person who can only shoot at one mech, whose best move is to only shoot at one mech?
hear ya.
Probably just the Thunderbolt, right? The Thunderbolt doesn't even have jump jets. That's a little bit of a bummer, because the Thunderbolt is definitely not going to be able to lance this guy's head clean off. How tough is a Kintaro? Oof, pretty tough, actually, for the sizes of mech we're talking about here. And extremely heavily armored on the legs. Alright, there's a pretty good chance that our restriction here is going to put us in a only getting one piece of chassis from him kind of place. Unless we decide that our strategy here is to take out the other mechs as fast as possible. If he's the only one left, then we can target his head. Alright, I think I'm committing. Is this deeply stupid? Yeah, maybe. So that's a 55-tonner. I'm not too worried about the Phoenix Hawk. I think our plan here is multi-target you with as much stuff as possible, you with one weapon, just to satisfy our goal. And I guess it doesn't really matter which thing is which here.
You get a headshot, and you get a headshot.
Okay, decent clustering there. The Trebuchet 7K is not exactly a terrifying mech. I am very worried about the Phoenix Hawk, but we did manage to jump it into cover with a lot of evasion. We're only going to actually be able to shoot at 2 people no matter how we do this, or... No, okay, actually. I have direct fire on the Trebuchet.
Coordinates received.
Alright, well, let's go you first. So obviously it's most important we continue to batter down that Phoenix Hawk.
Got it.
Alright, managed to get through that center armor right away. I'm not too worried about accidentally killing the Kintaro. It's pretty tough. I like that. We're going to be able to put our Phoenix Hawk behind theirs pretty easily. Alright, so you can fire on 2 of them. We're definitely going to just go as heavy as possible on the Phoenix Hawk here. Does have a lot of evasion, though. So we could jump in. Oof, yeah, this sucks a little bit. Not being able to use Precision Strike definitely hurts here. But we'll bank up Resolve, and then we'll at least I'll have Inspired next turn. So, I think I want to shoot 1 SRM-4 at this guy, or we could just focus hard on this guy and see if we can maybe kill him. 190 center torso health. This dude only has 64 remaining. No, we definitely want to go on the Phoenix Hawk as much as possible. It's a bummer that our hit chances are so much lower on him. So we'll do that. Lose as little damage as possible, because we're only losing 24 damage, likely, that way. No, you know, it makes more sense for it to be a laser. The average expected damage of those lasers is not super high, given the low hit chance. Okay, I saw some orange in there. Apparently not quite enough. Alright, and that went dead center, it looked like. Still out there, Corpsington? That's a shame. I was hoping you'd listen to basic instructions. Yo, a combat turn cannot be more than a couple of seconds in, like, world time passing. How would I have even pulled out by now? Yeah, I'll bet you were. Sorry to disappoint. Hey, I'm sorry too. I was hoping I wouldn't have to order my associates to reduce you to your component materials. Unfortunately, you've taken that decision out of my hands. Gods, Commander, we have company. If, by some miracle, you manage to survive what's coming, feel free to drop me a line. Otherwise, this is goodbye, Commander. Do a better job picking your battles in the next life. That's the best script he could come up with. So here's a question. Are the bounty hunter dudes are going to fight the Bauman dudes, right? Because we're all enemies here. Let's have you fall back a little bit. And we want our whole company to fall back, right? But
Confirmed.
the Thunderbolt should probably not be the first one to go. Let's jump you out to here. Yeah, man, Man, it's a bummer to have to split our fire like this. I would never say, curse you, Bloodwheel. Obviously. I would never even think such a thing. But, so definitely, this could be easier. This could be easier on us.
No problem. I've got enough guns for everyone.
Nothing went center at all. There was a small chance that we were just going to get a kill there. One thing that is nice about this is that we're very effective at stripping evasion off of people. Makes it a lot easier for us to land some shots. Okay, people shooting at the Thunderbolt is like absolute best case scenario. Although that was actually kind of a lot of damage.
That was bad.
yeah, it wasn't great. It's okay, Uncrackable cannot be killed. We all know this.
Yup.
He is going to continue to stand in the open and draw enemy fire, because that's what he does best.
I'm there.
Oh wait, that's not Uncrackable. Uncrackable's in the Wolverine, that's right. Trampoline's in the Thunderbolt. Well, good luck to you, sir. So who's getting which weapons here? I guess we definitely don't want to fire the SRM at the Phoenix Hawk. Yeah, we'll do the SRM on the Kintaro.
Engage multiple targets.
Still having a hard time actually hitting center there. He only has 34 center health. A hit in the middle there would actually have been a kill. The fact that we're about to have 8 enemies in the out on the battlefield, though, is definitely going to complicate this have to aim at as many people as possible thing. We're probably not going to get to take the Kintaro down the way we would like.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, I think we can probably leave Chicken Hound. Can we? Yeah, his armor's holding-ish.
Standing by.
No, he should probably be the next one to move. I'm a little worried about the heat situation here. Let's take a normal walk through the rough terrain. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. So we would like to fire everything. We'd like to put as much of it on the Phoenix Hawk rather, as possible. Let's go like that, and then... Actually, maybe I want the SRM-6 on the Phoenix Hawk. We'll turn off one of the medium lasers, aim another one at Trebuchet, and this is potentially kill damage. Maybe. God, fingers crossed. It'd be really great if this Phoenix Hawk died.
On it.
Well, I mean, we did take most of its damage potential off, so I guess I can't be too upset about that. We sure are spreading the love, though, huh? I'm a little worried from the way things are going here that all of the enemy mechs are going to focus solely on me. We haven't seen them fire at each other at all yet, and these guys definitely could be shooting at the back armor of the Bowman group. That's a little bit of a shame, largely because of the fact that that doesn't make any sense with the plot, more than because I need the help. Although, given the restriction we've taken here, I do a little bit need the help. Who do we want to hit with what? Phoenix Hawk's definitely getting the 20. But then we actually have some choices to make over here. Trebuchet has 48. I guess we'll give the Trebuchet this, and the Kintaro can take the laser.
Affirmative.
On. Yes, okay. That's going to make our lives so much easier. Come on, break. No, really? I mean, we're doing nothing to that Kintaro. It is tough to take down a mech that is as heavily armored as a Kintaro in this way. I was hoping to just jump behind the... I was going to get some of my mechs in behind them and make my job easier that way, but... Okay, now they're shooting at each other.
Waiting for orders.
Good, good, good. Very pleased with that. Is it possible Ah, shoot, it is possible for us to target more people. Well, then we have to. You know the rules. Not happy about it, though.
What are your orders?
Let's have somebody else go first. Oh, okay, hold on. We have a mech here who actually cannot target more than one enemy, no matter what he does. So, let's target one enemy in the way that's most likely to produce another turn, where we can only target one enemy. And we have a full build-up of resolve here, so if we could go... frontal arc... just like try to drill the head over and over again. We could go for the legs, try to just keep 2 pieces of him in the loot pool. But honestly, first of all, I don't remember how many pieces of this we need because I didn't make a note of it. And secondly, he really has a lot of leg health. Oh, that just worked. We just got there.
Bye-bye.
I forgot that Uncrackable does that when he kills people. That he says that thing in that way. That sucks. It's starting to look like this mech might not even be my problem.
Commander? Ready for
Let's
orders.
not have the Thunderbolt go next. Alright, we could have this mech jump over. If I can shoot 3 people, I gotta shoot 3 people. The wheel demands it. This is it's a rough one, though. So we could get up to 5 points of evasion. You know what? You're going later in the turn.
Receiving you.
What about the Griffin here? The mighty black Griffin. Looks like the Griffin can... Oh, the Griffin can get... Well... We can only ever shoot at 3 people anyway because of the game rules, so it would be best if we did this in a place where I'm shooting at exactly 3 people. Okay, here we go. This is a good level of exposure. Ooh, check out his custom-painted Kintaro. It doesn't look like it actually has a... Is this a custom loadout? No, this is the same as usual. I'm not super happy to see a second Kintaro, if I'm honest. Also, we're in the back arc of this Shadowhawk, which we did not know when we committed, but that's pretty neat. Let's start with the Shadowhawk, I guess. And then you... And then you... I don't think the rules require us to fire weapons that would cause us to overheat. Okay, so we are only actually shooting at 2 targets here. Let's go... Sorry, no. A is definitely the weapon. We're shooting at the Shadowhawk.
Splitting target.
It is a shame that he has so much evasion. Well, we still got through his armor, though. I was really hoping we'd break one of the side torso sections with that. I do appreciate that this guy had the opportunity to shoot my mech in the back, and instead he ran around to take a fire at things that are considerably heavier. Is that... That's a 4G. Okay, that's an AC-20 Hunchback. That's the bad one. That's the one I'm scared of. Alright, the Thunderbolt now moves in, and... Oof, I do not love this. Okay, well, we are certainly going to give this guy the laser. And then, we gotta get to work on this Hunchback. I think that's pretty important. And also this guy. Let's not shoot at the bounty hunter troops too much.
Right, Commander.
Come on, hit something meaningful. Nope, that was one of the parts that still had armor. Okay, I love that so much of that missile hit the location, or so much of that missile bay hit the location where the AC-20 is. That's lovely. We have to be a little bit careful with the Thunderbolt because it's very tough, but also it took a lot of damage to its center torso already.
Good to go.
Alright, Phoenix Hawk. This is crummy. I can't do the thing I really want to do, which is jump over here. Because we gotta play by the blood rule. Listen, it's the Blood Wheels world, and we just live in it, you know? We could jump over to here, drop a coolant vent. I mean, is there a way for me to get a frontal arc shot on this guy while still having 3 targets? There is not. Ah, that's a shame. So we really do just want to be shooting... I guess it doesn't really matter. I could take off his SRM-2, and... Ooh, we could actually... If we kill his right torso, does he lose all of his weapons? Is that the only AC-5 ammo? It is the only AC-5 ammo. So actually, this is great. This is a wonderful spot to jump to. But I want to be this... I want to do this from a spot where I can shoot at... Yeah, here we go. It's got to be the Hunchback and this guy.
Uh-huh.
Alright, this is going to be not 100% ideal. As always. Is that a spider back there? It is absolutely a spider. And that's a griffin. Okay, so the Kintaro and the Hunchback are the only mechs we really have to worry about from the Bounty Hunter team. Do I want to start working on them? Because I certainly don't want to be shooting this thing in its front. Let's work on that Kintaro a little bit. Okay, so the Trebuchet should probably get most of my damage. Yeah, we'll just do this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it no longer has any weapon systems. It's just gonna punch us. That's a shame that went to the opposite side of the torso. This was a rough mission to have this particular wheel restriction on. But yeah, we don't want to take down the Shadowhawk too early, I think, because we want the other team to have stuff to shoot at. Alright, the Wolverine, the way we were able to construct your turn last time. Oh no! I was gonna say probably left us with a situation where we must focus, but no, in fact, that is not the case. Alright, fine. Can I walk over here? Oh, I can walk to a place where I can fire 3 weapons. I don't have to jump. I think I'd rather stay in cover if I can. Oh no, that's probably not true, actually. I want to move as far forward as I can because we need to get uncrackable in front of some of the other mechs here. And the Phoenix Hawk might go next. I mean, I like it being out there with Bulwark and 3 evasion, but we obviously have to pull it out the instant it's in any kind of real danger. So we'll give... not sure it matters too much how we do this. Oh, I thought I was going to be able to shoot the Hunchback. This C shot is a total waste. I think I'm going to do it like this. The SRM, slightly higher damage. I guess it's less focused, though. Maybe we'll swap these two.
I'm on him.
Okay, that's good news. We're getting there. Oh, hey, that actually landed. It doesn't matter, because it's a spider. I guess it could matter. If some other mech were to penetrate my armor, and then he was to get in and throw those machine guns at us, that could be a real problem. Comes the AC-20. Nope, he didn't fire it. Okay, he's saving it.
Good to go.
Letting it recover a little bit. So, I mean, that's the thing that I would most worry about for the Phoenix Hawk. Now that that has happened that way, we can probably just leave the Phoenix Hawk where it is. This mech, on the other hand, definitely needs to be moved a little bit. So this... I do not have a shot on the Hunchback from here. Do it like this... No, then I lose my shot on the Trebuchet, and I really do want to finish that Trebuchet off. It's just going to keep punching us otherwise. Alright, so I guess I'm doing it like this.
On it.
These are my 3 targets, because these are the only 3 targets I can shoot at. One of the medium lasers for you. One of the medium lasers for target B as well, I think. And then we just turn stuff off here. Okay. Honestly, the cooling on this mech is pretty alright.
Confirm.
His back armor is actually holding reasonably well. That's a shame. This poor spider can't catch a break, though. All that evasion for nothing. Okay, no big surprise there. Probably, for our purposes, the best target he could have chosen.
Heavy hit, Commander.
Alright, Thunderbolt might have to back up a little bit.
Shrapnel.
Ah,
that
random
was
headshot.
Bad.
Screw you, random
I hear
headshot.
ya.
They're technically not working together, but they sure are moving like they're working together, right? The Bauman group units putting all this pressure on us to force us back instead of turning and fighting the other guys who are actually doing most of the damage to them. Who's left? It's just this Griffin.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, I think we'll move the Thunderbolt now then. And the Thunderbolt can go basically anywhere, because the Thunderbolt pretty much always has shots on 3 people. So you're getting the large laser for sure. And what I'd really like to do is try to move around to a location where I can hit this guy on his right side, but the way he's positioning is going to make that really awkward.
Moving to position.
Alright, we absolutely want to shoot the LRM-20 at you, and then... I mean, the Kintaro's the next most important target.
Got it.
Okay, that's got to be getting him close. One hit point. It might not even be 1, because we know the game rounds. That might be a fractional hit point. We might be able to just kill the Hunchback's pilot, maybe? It's hard to say, like, at level 2. It's hard to say exactly... Or, 2.5 stars, rather. It's hard to say exactly how tough we can expect these guys to be. Thank you for cleaning up my mess for me. But we might be able to score ourselves a knockdown here. Well, a single AC-2 is not going to do enough damage. So you need to shoot at 3 targets. Well, what I could try to do with the Phoenix Hawk is work around to this side and just try to, like, split their attention. If I jump to here, it's going to generate a lot of heat. I'm probably not actually going to get to fire 3 weapons that way, but it's probably okay, honestly. Like, we do need to pressure this guy's right side. And also I need to make sure I keep my evasion up. Okay, so I could grab guarded just to really toughen up, just in case. We're not doing anything else with our resolve, so I probably should. So we have guarded and cover, which is nice. We're certainly going to shoot you, and then also probably you, and maybe you. Probably not you, honestly. Okay, yeah, so we turn off 2 of the weapons. We just do this.
Line them up and I'll shoot them down, Commander.
Couldn't even... The weird hitchiness that sometimes happens when a thing occurs prevented me from being able to tell what exactly happened there. I think we might have hit the leg on this thing instead of the
Waiting on you,
instead of
Commander.
the other parts. I think we're not going to take advantage of this. Like, obviously where I want to end up is in the water. Pretty sure an AC-20, the AC-2 shot is still not going to be sufficient to knock him over. So we're going to reserve down, and if they don't move him first, he's getting thunderbolted for sure. Okay, that didn't work out too well for them.
Losing armor.
He is not the X faction. They did just have it run away, though. So at least that's not the Phoenix Hawk getting shot at. I'll take it.
Confirmed.
Let's maybe start with the Griffin. Seems like the prudent thing to do. I'm getting a little worried about the Griffin's legal positions here. I'm not going to be able to find a spot where I can shoot at 3 targets while I'm in cover without jumping all the way to here. which is a little awkward, because that means we're definitely not going to be able to shoot at 3 targets, right? But it does mean that we are stretching their aim even further, and we're just going to be shooting at 2 targets then. Shooting the Hunchback from this side... I guess all of the AC-20 ammo is on this front, so maybe that's okay. So we'll shoot you with whatever we can. And then the Kintaro, and also screw this guy. And we're just going to continue ignoring that spider, because who cares about a spider? Boy, what am I actually going to be able to fire? Just the missiles. Okay, well, that's a bummer. I mean, the Shadowhawk will be taking shots in the back. Does the Shadowhawk have ammo in its center? It does. You know what? I'm gonna give him the other weapons fire.
Confirming. Multiple targets.
Okay, we exposed the ammo bins. I cannot get an explosion to save my life here. And it literally might save my life to get an explosion. Well, not my life, but somebody's life. Alright, we're gonna get a breach here in a second. Is there anything in that arm?
Some serious shit here, Commander.
Can't even tell. He overheated for that. No. Is this mech dead side? No. The arm is empty, but not that whole side.
Commander?
I do like the dead side a lot as a strategy. It's usually a pretty good way to keep a valuable component safe. I think we can afford to have the Wolverine just run forward like this. If I jump, no, I cannot make it into cover. Alright, well, Uncrackable is going to run forward and spend a Vigilance then, and then we are going to shoot enemies. Believe it or not, this turn we're shooting at the enemy. Alright, I think I want to give the Hunchback the SRMs, so we have 6 chances to hit the appropriate area and maybe cause a crit there. And then these guys can just get lasered.
Affirmative.
On. Ah, we hit the center and the arm, but not that part of the torso at all. This is a good mech for Uncrackable to be on with this restriction. His breaching shot is guaranteed to work on all weapons. Boy, they are really dedicated to showing that arm who's boss, huh?
Waiting for orders.
Alright, well, Thunderbolt needs to fall back a little bit. It is a little bit of a shame that he doesn't have breaching shot. Because we really do want to drop the LRM-20 on this Hunchback. But maybe that's not actually the wise move, given the bulwarkiness. Then again, all of their mechs have some damage reduction.
Coordinates received.
Let's go for... I think we're still going to give him the LRM-20. You can take the laser so that I'm allowed to shoot the LRM-20 at him. And you get this.
Roger that.
So the Kintaro's probably going to have to take it pretty easy next turn. On crits? No crits. We're having a really hard time even hitting that section of his torso anymore. I'll say this particular wheel restriction really does add a lot of turns to a mission, huh? Alright, so since we're looking at a lot of people with damage reduction we can't really cope with, I'm thinking maybe we just walk this turn instead of jumping. We're not going to do good damage anyway, we may as well take this as an opportunity to cool down a little bit extra. And then I'm going to Vigilance here because I really don't want to be in this position at the beginning of their turn. So we'll shoot you, and you, and you. And we'll give this Griffin most of the damage, and hopefully we'll get lucky a little bit here with the back armor.
Got it.
Ah, we revealed we uncovered 2 different areas, but didn't actually get anything blown off. I was hoping to hit the LRM-10 ammo.
Let's get fired up. There's work to do.
Alright, so their spider goes, and then we get a couple of moves here. I think it's pretty important that we get the... Oh, man. I was going to say it's pretty important that we get the Phoenix Hawk out of there, but also I really don't want to move the Phoenix Hawk until after the Hunchback has moved, if possible.
Yep.
What can I do for
That's
you?
awkward. Alright, let's have Uncrackable... Boy, do I want to run up on a Kintaro that we suspect is probably going to throw a punch this turn? Maybe I should try to move, like, more this way. This doesn't give me a lot of evasion, but... Yeah, I think this is right. Gets me cover, but doesn't give me a lot of evasion, so they're still thinking he's a viable target. I think that's what we would like to happen here. And we are definitely SRM-6ing that dude.
10-4.
It's a shame there wasn't really an arc available that had the Griffin and the Kintaro in it. Yeah, man, they are not gonna let me blow up that ammo bin, huh? Alright. At some risk, we're gonna hold off on moving the Phoenix Hawk. I really want this thing to not have bulwark anymore. Alright, Shadowhawk starting to get the idea. Ooh, that made contact, huh? Alright, it's just the legs.
Can't take many more hits like that.
A leaping mech doesn't need legs, right?
Good to go.
Okay, now we definitely want to move you. And we want to move you like this. What I'd really like is a position where I can hit both of them in the rear arc, if possible. Nope. Any position that hits the rear arc of the Hunchback doesn't hit the rear arc of the Griffin. Was the Hunchback's rear armor thick? No, not really. It would be cool to hit him in the back armor. We hit him from this side, we're probably going to have to go through the arm in order to hit the right torso. You know what? I'm not that scared of the Griffin, is the thing. I should maximize the damage dealt to this dude. I also don't want to jump too far, because the further you jump, the more heat you generate. Can I walk? No, I cannot. I have to jump if I want that back armor shot. Alright, let's take it then.
Engaging jump jet.
We are not going to get to use all the weapons we would like here. I don't know, maybe it's worth overheating. I don't know. Alright, exactly how much do I have to turn off? Oh, everything. Just everything is all. Well, then I guess that's what we do. And if I'm only going to get to fire one weapon anyway, I do get to aim it. So maybe we just go ahead and shoot for that ammo bin. Right? Because we know we're not going to get his center torso with this much damage. Yeah, we will pierce here, so there's a small chance that we get the blow up.
Right, Commander.
Well, and you know, it hit where it was supposed to hit. And it did some structure damage. We're getting to the point where even if we don't get the ammo bin destruction, we might just actually do enough damage to that torso section to kill it.
Commander?
Alright, your job is to keep up that pressure. Is there a way to do a shot on the three of them while staying in the back arc? No, there is not. Alright, well, it's fine. Heat, man. Heat is a problem. We do get to shoot at the back arc of the Kintaro, which is cool. It's a change of pace. Let's turn off 2 lasers. We give the Hunchback both of the SRM pods. I think that makes sense.
I copy.
So close. We're so close. As soon as he loses that AC-20, he's all of a sudden not a real danger anymore. Oh, glorious Bloodwheel, the things we do for your love. At some point here, the Shadowhawk's gonna actually contribute. I can feel it. I can sense it. We're gonna let him survive. He's gonna be the last one we kill. Okay.
That got through my armor, Commander.
Thunderbolt's starting to look like it's in a slightly rough shape, so we got to make sure that we're showing enemies our right arm. It's a little trickier than it sounds because we have to maintain a facing that allows us to fire on 3 enemies. Although actually, maybe that wasn't true this round. I might not be able to shoot everything. Yeah, we only needed to actually maintain facing on 2 enemies. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Let's do this. We are going to get a knockdown on the Hunchback. And we took out his major weaponry. So he is basically done. I think the Kintaro is the next highest, the next most dangerous enemy. Next highest priority. I appreciate how much they're paying attention to the Shadowhawk. That really helps me. So I mean, like, realistically, it would be great to get in the water here. And in the water, we probably will be able to do 3 shots, so I probably do need to arc like this. But I think this will be fine. So of the mechs you can shoot at, I guess I care about the Griffin the most. Why is it not... Oh, man. I don't know what is up with that, like, that jerk when you add a target to multi-targeting.
Roger that.
I should have given him the LRM-20. I totally dialed this in backwards. I was already thinking about the next move. Well, you know, if we actually killed the Hunchback, it certainly wouldn't be a bad thing. Take one more thing off the board for us to worry about. On, finish him. Aw. And that pilot's got to be on 1 health. Okay, right arm, or right arc shot. That's good for us. The Thunderbolt is maybe doing its job too well. It's really drawing some attention. Alright, so I think we want to make sure that the Griffin can shoot the SRM-6 at the Hunchback, which will almost certainly kill him. And then I would really love to get into a position where I could shoot the Kintaro as well in the back armor, potentially. But these... Man. It always doesn't quite work. Yeah, we got to move to here to make that happen. That is going to mean that we do not get to fire very many weapons. In fact, we might not get to fire any of the lasers. And then... Is this a front armor shot, or that's a side shot on the Griffin? Then I think I don't want to do that. I think I would rather have you be the C target, if that's the case. Okay, so we do get to fire 3 weapons. Hunchback gets that. Do we want to do missiles or the laser? Oh boy, well they're gonna miss either way, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Confirmed.
Okay, we got there. Finally, one of them is down. And just really embarrassing shooting in a bunch of ways there.
Negative damage.
Now, this turn, the Phoenix Hawk does have coolant vent available. Boy, they're getting through that other arm as well, huh?
Good. Not good. Yep.
The Phoenix Hawk does have coolant vent available, so we do get to do the big damage. I need a position where I am shooting at the back. Yep, this position right here. That'll do just fine.
Affirmative.
So we're gonna Vigilance because it is not safe for us to be in this position next turn. And a coolant vent, and we are going to primary, secondary, tertiary.
Got it.
There we go. That's the kind of result you want. Managed to hit the only bit of armor that was left on the back of that mech, so fantastic shooting there.
time in the simulator.
Yeah, it wasn't great, Cruz. It was not a great turn. Not your best.
Orders.
And the Wolverine's got to put up some pressure. So, if I move to right here, I kind of can't believe that that counts as a back arc shot on that guy. Can I get the back arc shot? Well, nope. Damn it. I have to find a slightly different location. It's really important that we shoot that Kintaro in the back. Doing this obviously exposes me a little bit more than I'd like to that Shadowhawk, but I think this is right.
I got you.
I really don't want to incentivize the Shadowhawk to shoot at me instead of the enemies, but I think we gotta do it this way. So we want to do a large laser shot to the Kintaro, right? Because we want to drill as much damage as possible into a single location.
Engage multiple targets.
Oh, did we hit... Seriously, you hit a leg? There were so many good locations to hit. Why would you hit the leg? What are you thinking, man? Also, I can't believe we haven't accidentally killed the spider with the number of times we've shot at it. It's crazy. Is he gonna...
Watch the flank.
Yeah, that's not ideal. For a second there, I thought he was going for a punch.
Commander?
I mean, I sort of don't want to move that much. I think we've got the right idea here. It's a little scary, but they don't have any, like, single punch weapons that hit the same way. So it's my left leg that's busted, right? If we do, like, this... Was my... Yeah, laser hit chance is still nice and high there. Alright, come on. You can do it. Show me something good. As long as we stay in the water, this thing generates a ton of cooling. Oh, it has to be the AC2 on the other guy. Okay. That's fine. That doesn't change anything at all about this. Really? Armored location and a miss. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. And again, armored location. Man, when you can't use precision strike, it really is a lot more difficult. Still the spider lives. This is the toughest spider that has ever been built. Thing's made out of pure Gundanium. Kintaro trying to remove our ability to shoot its back. Wolverine finally managing to draw some enemy fire, which I'm very pleased about. So we probably want to keep moving the Thunderbolt this way, right? Oof. Yeah, something like this.
Affirmative.
I don't love this, but it'll have to do. So what's your story on this side? This arm's looking pretty thin. God, it's just like, it's a total nightmare trying to get through this Kintaro. Hopefully this has educated everyone very thoroughly as to the value that the precision strike brings to the table. Let's go for the LRM-15 on the spider. I think we might actually be able to kill it, maybe. But we definitely want to focus the maximum damage on the Kintaro still. We could totally remove a body part at some point ever. Would help a lot. Okay, well we took off his machine guns at least.
Commander.
Really? Huh. I'm very surprised by that.
Can't take many more hits like that.
Very surprised by him moving in that direction while firing there. Like, if he's going to jump that way, why not attack the Griffin?
Orders.
I might go so far as to say that that was an obviously wrong play. Alright, well, this looks like the place we're moving to, because it's the place that fits with the rules, then also lets me shoot more than once. So you're still the primary target. Although at some point we start focusing on the spider. Maybe that's what we do here. To shoot the spider with as much as we can to get it off the table. And then, like, this sort of doesn't matter.
Multiple enemies locked in.
One of these days we'll get through. How are you still standing? We've almost shot literally every point of armor off of him. So our shots have been so evenly distributed. That's why he's still okay. We are not going to get to shoot all three of our weapons here. I think we want to continue to pressure this way, though. I don't think we need to do a vigilance on this. Do we get to fire either of the lasers? No. No, this is just an SRM turn. Well, you know what? The SRM's going to the spider.
I'm on him. Enemy eliminated.
Good lord. The, also, man, the game engine will seize up over absolutely anything. Did you see? The spider itself survived. We killed the pilot. Also, damn, they are actually going to destroy the Thunderbolt. Oh, no, never mind. It's not that. It's not that serious of a situation.
Waiting for orders.
So you're going to disengage even further.
On my way.
And you're going to shoot this guy, because you're going to focus your shot on that guy, I think, because he's the only one who has a turn left. He's super overheated, though. He won't be able to fire his PPC safely. Yeah, we should... Man. Actually hard for me to hit these enemies. No, I said laser off. What are you doing? Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter too much how we direct this. The damage differential is pretty small.
Got it.
Can we please? There we go. Ammo bin. Explosion. Something. Okay, so he'll get knocked over by the AC-2 then. Sorry, no he won't, because he gets a turn. Stupid enemies being allowed to have turns. Who designed this rule set? People getting to do stuff. I should be the only one who does stuff. I don't love this. I'd really, really like it if we could shoot everybody in the back arc here. At least both of their mechs in the back arc. If I'm not going to be able to do that... The Griffin's fairly healthy. Yeah, this'll do.
On my way.
Alright, so we definitely pour everything into the Kintaro back armor shot. Looks like we only get to fire 2 more full volleys of the SRM-6, or the SRM pods, so... We gotta start counting for a little bit more. I think I'm gonna go both the lasers into the Kintaro. So we're not trying to get ammo bin explosions or anything here, really. We're just trying to do damage to him. We're only gonna fire 1 weapon at each of these other guys, and I guess it doesn't matter too much what it is.
Firing.
On focus. Man, just got a lot of structure.
Orders.
Good news is, still in a pretty good position to fire you off, heat-wise. Oh wait, but I have to, if I want this to work the way it needs to work, I have to jump to a position where I can fire the medium laser at him, because this guy has to receive the AC-2. So I have to find, yeah, something like that. Yes. So this is absolutely a situation where we're spending vigilance again. Alright, the AC-2 goes into the Griffin.
Roger that.
Oh, that looked pretty good. 9. He has 9 health left. Was that not enough stability damage? I thought the Griffin's bar was totally full. I guess it must have been nearly full. Well, we can certainly push on it. Can you? Yes. Oh, but I can't shoot. Crap. Yeah, I have to do this in a way that I can shoot all 3 targets, huh? Well, my plan was to get in the water. But this big rock precludes me from shooting at the griffin in the water, and in fact precludes me from shooting at the griffin from any location where I can hit the back armor of the Kintaro. But actually, it's starting to look like there's maybe not a huge number of positions where I could actually shoot all... here I can shoot all 3 of them. Well, that's a bummer. I can walk to there. At least we can save a little bit of heat that way.
Affirmative.
Stupid love spreading. Stupid love. Who even likes love? Oh, that's right. The Griffin moved. That's why it didn't fall down, because it doesn't actually have a full stability bar. So we're going to turn off one of the large lasers and give... It doesn't really matter how we do this too much. I guess the SRM-6 goes into the Kintaro? Yeah, I mean, it's just damage, right?
Copy that.
Shooting off that arm accomplishes nothing because all of the weaponry on the Griffin is on the same side, and that's not the right side. It is good to shoot into the open side of the Kintaro, at least. There's pretty good odds that we're just going to kill it right here. I mean, good odds is maybe strong, but there's definitely odds that we're going to kill it right here. Sorry, I need to make sure I'm hitting its back armor. Okay, this'll do. So you get AC2'd. You get everything else, except for the one laser that we have to aim at you.
Here we go.
Alright, please tell me one of the lasers hits the center torso. Yes, okay, we got there. It didn't, by the way. It hit the right side and just did enough damage to finally break through everything else. That is going to dramatically reduce the complexity of our turns. Also, it's extremely helpful that these guys are still fighting each other. I'm going to feel really bad when we have to kill that Shadowhawk instead of inviting it onto the team, because it really has done some fantastic work for us. We should be able to accept that guy's surrender. He has clearly seen the light.
Commander?
A vision of the Blood Wheel has appeared to him in this cockpit and said, "Hey, buddy, come on, think about what you're doing here. How's this going to turn out for you, really?" Well, we'll take his spirit onto the crew at the very least. Okay, he just gets one laser. Are you serious? Is he actually going to survive that? He is. Not being able to aim sucks.
Good to go.
Certainly not going to have to worry about the penance mech, though. And I mean, like, this has definitely led us to making some interesting decisions regarding positioning and stuff. We definitely had to play this in a way that is different from the way that we usually play. Also, I think the Thunderbolt is actually safe now, which is like, hallelujah.
Roger that.
We have finally managed to back our enemies up enough that they should not have vision of it even a little bit. Oh wait, now look, we can use Precision Strike and hopefully finish this thing off pretty quickly. Well, I'll tell you what, we are definitely completing a Kintaro. We did it, everybody.
You got it.
And this has really turned out to be a, a true nightmare. So what do you have left? You have... The LRM-5 is on this side. You know what, your legs are so busted up, let's try to just take those out. Yeah, I bet we can drop that other leg with whoever goes next.
Commander? Confirmed.
And as always, I am just super bummed out about random pilot damage.
Confirmed. Firing.
Wow, really good clustering. Chicken Hound actually hit every shot to the place we told him to shoot his shots to. You almost never see that. Alright, incoming transmission. I hear you just handed my friends a regulation ass-kicking. Suppose I should thank you for that. It'll give me something new to rib 'em about at our celebration party. No, they're dead, dude. We killed the hell out of them. Yeah, from where I'm standing, you don't have a whole lot to celebrate. The hold full of contraband we just lifted says otherwise. I'd be happy to chat about it after we're all back in orbit. Drop me a line, Corpsington. I'll be waiting.
Mission successful.
That guy's not that cool. I'm not impressed. I certainly don't have big anime hearts over my eyes when I think about him. Who would suggest such a thing? Okay, so we took way more damage there than I would have liked. That's one where the difficulty modifier is probably justified, just that the missions don't take 100 years. We didn't actually lose any components, though, which is handy. We do get to complete for ourselves here a Kintaro. None of this other stuff matters. The Shadowhawk, hold on, let me pull up the mech scoring list. We completed our 2H a long time ago. There is another Shadowhawk, the Shadowhawk 2D, that we never ever see, despite the fact that we see 2Hs every single mission, it feels like. And that really sucks. So I'd love to get that finished too. Looks like there are no components of value. Yeah, not a single component of value. So I guess we're just taking salvage. We can work toward this. And then we just take salvage on the 55-ton mechs because it's worth the most. Should we actually manage to, like, finish one? No, we're not that far off of finishing the 4G. Another 4G. Yeah, that'll do. Real disappointing. Just a real bad mission with a not all that good outcome. But I suppose at this point, anytime we finish a mech is cause for celebration. We still have that Shadowhawk, the Centurion 9AL. Ugh. Too much stuff, man. Still too much stuff for the amount of time that is left in our campaign.
That mech is ready to fight, Commander.
Yeah. Kintaro. There's very little chance that we are going to ever put any components into this Kintaro. I've got to admit, Corpsington, I underestimated you. Badly. If we're ever in conflict with one another again, I won't send my second stringers to chew on. I'm gonna come for you myself. Gross, dude. What happened down there was just business, Bounty Hunter. There's no reason for any animosity between our companies. I'm glad you see it that way. Matter of fact, I got a drop shuttle on the way to your location right now. I realize your company got the short end of the stick in this situation, so I've got a little peace offering for you. Sort of a consolation prize for the losing side. You know what? What is it? I do want to say mean things to him, but what is it? Some wreckage my crew pulled from the distribution site's scrap heap. Bits and pieces, nothing major, but they tell me they've never seen anything like 'em before. I figured your pal Vertanen may want to look over what we found. It'll keep him occupied for a while, at the very least. How uncharacteristically generous of you. Is it just me, or does this strike anyone else as really, really suspicious? Like, there must be a catch here level suspicious. There's no catch, just a jumble of scrap, too damaged to resell. Besides, I don't have the space for it. My crew has already scooped up as much exotic contraband as our dropship can carry. Look, you want this crap or not? I'd rather see it go to a worthy mech warrior than stay in the hands of some ivory tower shitheel. But if you're feeling antsy, I guess I could have my people toss it in a ditch. Yeah, okay, shut up, we'll take it. Come on. Good. I want us to part ways on decent terms. You never know who you're going to get paired up with on a future gig. Get you further on down the line, Commander. It's a small galaxy, after all. Bounty Hunter disconnects. What an asshole. I mean, yeah, he gave us a crate of junk as a parting gift, but every damned word that came out of his mouth sounded like a veiled threat. Well, I mean, that junk did come from the Dobrev. Maybe it's a lead. The Commander's right. Could be clues in that crate, evidence that will lead us to wherever Notker Bowman took the Dobrev. I shouldn't have to remind you how important it is that we find that ship. Yeah, you don't have to, Doc. Look, I'm suspicious of the bounty hunter's motives, but that doesn't mean I'm not excited. This scrap came from the Dobrev, a ship we've already established to be full of sunshine and unicorns. Hell, I'd be surprised if my mech techs weren't sifting through it already. Whatever answers are in that crate, you'll get them, and I'll bring them to you as soon as I can. Just try not to get your hopes up, okay? And don't worry about us. Just focus on the task at hand. None of us are likely to forget that the bounty hunter is a nightmare of a person. And while we're waiting for the chief's report, we should probably complete a few contracts to keep the cash flow moving in the right direction. We'll reconvene when we've got news about our crate, whatever that news may be. So that was not really a flashpoint. That was a single mission. He gave me a full Zeus 6S, which is actually one of the mechs on the list. That's a whole thing there that we just got. Well, that's pretty handy. And then some Wolverine parts. Okay, so aside from that, not really a whole lot. But I'm not looking down my nose at a whole mech off of the list. That's a big deal. Okay, maybe the bounty hunter's not such a bad guy after all. That said, we are absolutely out of here for today. Holy crap, that took forever. Thank you all so much for watching, for having the patience to get through that. Come back next time, tomorrow. There is going to be an episode tomorrow on account of there wasn't one on Monday. For hopefully a little bit more minute to murder efficiency. And we'll see you then.